On this week's breaking news, it's time for Insiders Weekend and Black Friday, so get ready to spend some cash. LEGO makes a big entrance into the fashion world and some new art series that you're going to be surprised about. All that and much more on this week's breaking news. Today's episode is brought to you by Back-to-Brick Wear, my newest venture into the AFL merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back-to-Brick Wear brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore AFL or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back-to-Brick Wear page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back-to-Brick Wear, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back-to-Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego. Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Back-to-Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFLs about the LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO has been up to for the past week. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode, and we're going to learn a lot about what LEGO's been up to, which it's kind of a random mixed bag of some things, not anything huge because, well, Black Friday is next week, which is crazy because it's Thanksgiving, which means that there's going to be all the different deals we're going to talk about. So I guess there is a bit of news if you don't know, in preparation for next week's fun-filled week of stuffing your face with turkey and pies, and then, of course, buying some Lego and a bunch of other stuff on Black Friday. And for the admin side, still in the moving process here and just trying to get the place rented out. I've finally finished 2 of my builds that I've wanted to do for my office at Universal. Now I just got to get some money to find the parts because all the money is going straight towards, getting a house. So we'll get there eventually. And that's it on the admin side, but on the episode side, we're going to continue pushing through for the news. But I want to also thank our patrons over at Patreon who have been super helpful and becoming a great group of friends that, it's great to have a community over there on Patreon. They get the episodes early and you can also interact and have fun too. So I highly recommend you go check the link in the description so you can go and join that fun crowd that we have over there. Now, at the end of the episode, we will be doing our set reviews. Our first one is from LEGO. Will be set 75689, the Emerald City Kyomko Castle, which I probably mispronounced that, but this is from Wicked, as the new Wicked movie is coming out. And another one that's from Wicked is from the Rubrickable review, which is the Emerald City Wizard's Palace by JM_R. Architect, Rkuhtect. I've done reviews on his work before, and this one doesn't disappoint either, so I can't wait to talk about that. So that's it. Let's get into this week's first breaking news story. LEGO is having its first sponsored F1 car. Well, not F1, it's F4, but they're of course going to come out with a LEGO set of it. And it's similar to what we get for the Speed Champion sets, but a little less detail because F4 really isn't as big as F1, so there's not a lot of money and engineering that go into it, but they still drive really fast and there's still a lot of engineering to it. But it has the fun decals and new coloring that they've done for their latest paint job, I guess you could say, I guess you could say because it is the paint job for it. And that'll be coming out soon alongside probably some of the new F1 vehicles that have come out for the 2025 season because they're a year behind on design and things like that. But it's cool to have another one lined up with, the F1 movie also having its own car coming too. LEGO Insiders Weekend. This is the 22nd and 23rd of November. So guess what? That's this weekend, which means that it's time to spend some money to get some of these sets. Let's go over, of course, some of the promotions that we're going to get for this. We're going to get a total of 4 gifts with purchase in different ranges here and some caveats. So let's run through them. The first one is the Mini Knights Castle, which we already had the one smaller castle, which was just like the gray with the 2 turrets and just some mini little figs. But this one actually has 2. It's got a Black Knights Castle and then a standard older school gray castle here. And it's 590 pieces. And you'll get it with a purchase of $250. And that's not bad, especially if you like some of these fun builds. And they even have some features that you can open it. And these two little guys on horses, or knights on horses, that are going to do some jousting. Our next one is a hot chocolate stand. It's 256 pieces, and you'll get it free with a purchase of $170 or more. And I really like this one. It's very holiday-esque where, it's hot chocolate. So it's a red mug, and it has the chocolate foam on the top with a little candy cane sticking out. And there's a woman inside handing out the hot chocolates. Now, they look more like Glühwein or like a tea cup, but I guess they wanted to delineate instead of just having an old school mug to it. But it does come with 2 minifigures, which is fun. Another one is the Retro Space Explorers. This isn't actually a gift with purchase. It's an Insider's Rewards for 2,400 points. And it has a little plaque that says Insiders for 2025. It's got a planet with the rocket ship running around it like the classic space logo, and then a classic spaceship with a baby space astronaut on the side there. Now, I'm guessing it does rotate, so you can go and kind of turn it around there. And I did almost forget, but one of our other gifts was purchased the baby gorilla encounter. Now, this is free if you spend $40 or more on City, Friends, Ninjago, or Dream sets. So there's a little caveat there. All right, so let's talk about the deals we're going to get. First off, Insiders Weekend is this weekend, the 22nd and 23rd. You will get 2 times your Insiders points for any purchase. So that's great. Now, after that, November 22nd through December 1st, so I guess including that, there are going to be some other sales that are going to be happening. Sales going on at that time, we've got, upwards of 30% off some sets. Some things such as the Disney Castle. The large-scale castle is 20% off. The Boutique Hotel, which retires this year, is 20% off. Upscaled Race Driver minifigure is 20% off. And the Coruscant Guard gunship is actually 30% off. Kind of indicates that it didn't sell very well. But they have the Land Rover Classic Defender is 25% off. And then there's 4 times Insiders VIP points. It's just Insiders. Why do I always do that? Insiders points. Some that I think are a little surprising is the River Steamboat actually get 4 times. The Love logo, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, pretty pink flower bouquet, and the shuttle carrier aircraft, which is something that I was interested in. But those don't retire till later. All of these actually don't retire until next December. But that's just some of the deals we know so far. There will definitely be more throughout the week as they do different things over at the Insiders Reward Center. And you're going to spend money anyways, but might as well try to make out with a little bit of things such as the points as well as the gifts with purchase. So just, hold tight and see what the week brings. And it's cute. There's just a little baby gorilla and a guy with a goatee. Looks like a vet of some kind just going and he's going to give a bottle to the baby gorilla. But those are on the way for Insiders Weekend. We did get some reveals, actually. Let's talk about our first one is a Technic. It's the Technic 4 GT40 Mark 2, it says. MK2. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's an 18-plus set, 793 pieces, at a cost of $75. And it will be available on January 1st. And it's in the black coloring with a racing stripe down the center that's in silver. And they use some really nice transparent Technic pieces now to have that curvature of the glass section in the front. The wheels are like a magnesium cast wheel with gold to it, and it's got a number 2, so for like Ford racing. And I love the GT40, and I really want them to do a supercar of GT40 like they just did the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, and things like that. We need a car like this because that's the pinnacle of like American sports cars, supercars. So you can look out for that on January 1st. Architecture, we're actually getting kind of a blend between art and architecture. This is Paris, City of Love. It's 958 pieces at an 18-plus set, and it'll cost you $80. So that's not a bad price, and it comes out January 1st. This one is kind of, I guess, a blend between art and architecture, where it's similar to a city skyline, but what they've done is they've created a flat art piece that you can mount on a wall or put on a shelf, and kind of bumped it out slowly to be a little more three-dimensional. So we have the Arc de Triomphe, we've got Notre Dame, we've got Sacré-Cœur up on the hill, but like backset behind things. We've got the Louvre, and then of course the Eiffel Tower in the dead center, which extends past the frame itself. And I think it's pretty cool. I am a little tired of the Eiffel Tower. There's a bunch of other things that they could do. There's other monuments around the world, even natural history monuments or the natural wonders of the world. But I like the direction. I think it's an interesting blend between the three-dimensional art and architecture to still give that in-depth deep dive towards it. And this also leads into the art set. We have a new one, the Japanese Cherry Blossom Landscape Set. It's 1,892 pieces, 18 plus set at $140, and available on January 1st. This is a little bit more intricate and detailed, where it is still an art piece, but a larger deep scale box, where it has primarily a beautiful like pink pastel-y skyline with the Mount Fuji in the background there. And you can also see it depicted in like a reflection of it, but to me it doesn't really work. But there's a mountain structures also as you come forward into the foreground with some trees, and of course cherry blossoms and that dominate in the front, with a little Japanese gazebo, I guess you could call it, with a bridge and a waterfall that comes out over the edge of the frame. It looks okay to me. I think that there could have been some other choices, but I get what they were going for. In general, it is still very nice. Is it on the top of my list? No, I think more so like the sunflowers would be a better option for me. But in general, they did a good job creating such a detailed version of what we all know in the Japanese cherry blossoms, with the cranes flying over and Mount Fuji and then the mountains and all that aspects of it. LEGO is continuing in its Gardens of the World with set 11372 Autumn Cottage Garden. It's 1,102 pieces, rated 18 plus, and $120, available on January 1st. Now, this one I think is pretty cute. It definitely reminds me of something that you'd find in, your scene for the fall season, because it has this really fun little cottage that's like the stucco with the tiled roofings. It's got a garden gnome in the front with some different smaller flowers. It even has a fun little sundial, which I think is really cool. It even uses the fun little antenna pieces from the collectible minifigures from the the aliens, and uses them as planters. There's a little cart, and it has some like pumpkins and different fruits on it, even a carrot that is white, so that's more of a turnip, and a little riverbed or a creek that runs through. And the trees are all in the fall coloring. So we've got orange leaves, the bigger leaf pieces that they came out with, and a new piece, willow leaves, where they're leaves similar in the structure of the big ones, but kind of folding down and in a strip instead of flared out in a yellow. Very fun. I like this one a lot. I think this one will cater to more people, especially being in the fall season, and a fun build to have during your autumn time decorating. 2 LEGO games have been nominated for Best Game of the Year at the Game Awards for 2025. The first one is the LEGO Party, and the second one is LEGO Voyagers for Best Family Game. They both have their interactive ways. LEGO Party is very much like Mario Party, and LEGO Voyagers is a puzzle game that you can work together with, and it's competing against a few others: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing, Cross Worlds, and Split Faction. And the voting has already started and will be ended on December 11th. And LEGO Party might get it. Voyagers had a lot of good news too. Donkey Kong Bonanza has been highly rated for a lot of people. I haven't played it yet. But best of luck to LEGO on these, as they are fun games. They're definitely making their names known again in the gaming world, since they have this and then Batman, and who knows what else is coming down the line. LEGO makes their fashion debut at the Moda Fashion Show in Kuala Lumpur, where they worked with 13 Malaysian designers to create works of art in not only the fashion sense, but blending it with LEGO botanicals. And The images are everything but just stunning, having chess pieces made out of Lego flowers and intricates, and whole dresses that have not only the skirts but like the arms and even like ribbons and different things. They're all really cool. Even wedding dresses and traditional garb that have the botanical line integrated into it. And who says plastic can't be fashion? I mean, we use plastic all the time for many different things, but I digress. The Lego aspect of it in this fashion show just looks really, really good, and just a fun way to integrate Lego into other aspects of, well, a different community, including the fashion community. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you continuing to listen to the podcast and learning exactly what's going on in the Lego community. And hey, maybe some news that you have or you're part of will end up on the podcast as well. Maybe even your designs as we go into our set reviews. So make sure to subscribe and follow us over on Instagram and Back to Brick on YouTube as well. All right, let's get into our set reviews. Our first set is our Lego set 7, 5, 6, 8, 9, and it is the Emerald City and Kyomko Castle, and it comes at an 9 plus range at 860 pieces and a cost of $80. It does have 11 ratings, and it comes in at 5 out of 5 stars. It is a Friends build, so we do get Friends characters, not minifigures for this. But, you get 2 separate castles. You get the Emerald City Castle for the wizard, and that includes Glinda, and then Elphaba, as well as a flying monkey is included in the Kimiko Castle, which actually has a fun little addition where it has a rainbow that's kind of extending down from it, because this one sits pretty high up in the clouds, and they did the rendition of what we'll see in the new movie Wicked for Good. So it's a little bit different than, I don't know, from like maybe the show, but I mean, this is the first time it's been done in movies, so they can kind of go wherever they want to go. The Emerald City is what we already saw in the first film, just very green, very bright, and very gold, and very Glinda. I do like that they added the flying monkey to it. The flying monkey has wings. It's in a light blue and a green, which I think is definitely a fun choice for those. And it's not just the exteriors that you get, because Lego Friends likes to do the interior features, which include Glinda and her house having a bed and her perfumes and different things to it. And then Elphaba's being a little bit more plain with the Grimmel, the spell book, and her broom. And I think that's kind of it. There are 2 doors on either one, but all in all, that's how they've gone about creating these really fun castles and giving them a sense that they're still in the Friends, but they've blended a little of the play feature to them. So they're pretty fun and definitely not too expensive and ready for the Wicked movie. And our rebrickable set is the Emerald City Wizard's Palace by JM_Architect. That's RKUHTECT. And that's you can find that over in the description if you'd like to go see their work for this as well as others. And it's a PDF instruction, and it's $10 for a set that would be built out of 3,862 pieces. So it is not small, but it is extremely detailed, down to the intricate design and layout of what we've seen in the movie, and their own interpretation, because, well, we don't see the whole thing the whole way around unless they didn't. I didn't see it, but it has a kind of a rose or triangular pattern to it, where it's got all 4 of the yellow brick roads leading out away from it. But it is emerald, it is green, it is transparent green, it is dark green, it is a lot of gold. And then, of course, there's the poppy flowers along the way as you get to it. There's a couple, looks like stickers to it. The mock itself is its 5th overall mock that he's done based on castles. It's 12 inches wide by 12 inches deep and 13 inches high, so very block shaped to it. There's some fun features that they kind of highlight. It has Glinda's apartment and signature flying bubble. There's even a flying Elphaba. There's the iconic time dragon clock that's in the front, and so many other fun little details, especially for like being such an iconic castle. It's great that somebody took the time to not only build, like, they do small ones, but an expansion on it to create such a really cool and large scale one like this. So if you're a fan, this is another fun buy to get the instructions and build that set. All right, everyone. Thank you all again for listening to the podcast. And I'll leave you, as I always do. Get creative, get out there, and go build something.